What would you say is the most important piece of advice to succeed in your field?
Yeah, just curiosity, I think, to like continue learning, and then like actually releasing the stuff that you do into the world. So, the first website I made was not like a great website, but I released it anyways. And the next one, was probably a little bit better. And the next one after that was a little bit better. And every project you learn new things and you get better. So if you're interested in doing web development or software development, it takes practice, and your first things are not going to be great. But don't be afraid to put them out in the world if they're not perfect. And what happened in my case is I would release plugins for WordPress, and they were useful and they solved something, but they maybe weren't, they could be better coded. And that's where that open source community really helped. And people would say, hey, have you thought about doing it this way? Or they'd even do a pull request. They'd change my code and submit it back to me and improve the project. And I'd learn through what they did as well. My tips for success are, to always be curious. Like I had a bunch of different jobs and kept looking for different things until I found a profession that I really loved. And being curious is really good in web development, because there's constantly new technologies. Like, initially we were just building websites for computers, big screens, and then mobile devices came out. So you got to figure out, oh, how do we make a website work on this? There's constantly new frameworks and libraries and different techniques for building websites that are coming out, and you got to keep learning. And the other thing that's really benefited me is sharing what I work on. So when I first started working with WordPress, I started blogging about what I was working on. I'd share the code that I was working on. If I developed something that I thought was useful, I would release it and let other people use it. And I got a really great community of developers through that around the world. So there's a lot of people who I've been talking to online for 10 or 12 years, and then I finally meet them in person, and we have a connection, and they've used something that I've built and released, and that's really cool.